This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in sports. I'm your host, Kenneth Beans. Joining me on the show, we have Shelton J.
What's the word, man? What's happening? What's happening?
Chilling, bro. And soon to join us, Q, the sixth man. He will be joining us momentarily. You are now tuned into the best live sports talk show on YouTube. No filter, no agendas. We're just sports fans talking sports. And before we kick things off, please make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button and share the show. Let everybody know that we are live and about to get started. If you're new here and you want to become a member, you can join by going to youtube.com/deadendsports and hitting the join button or hitting the icon next to the super chat button. So as usual, man, on Thursdays, we kind of just come through, kick it a little bit. It's a shorter, looser show than the normal Tuesday show. With Thursday football back, we just kind of watch the game and just kind of, talk about what happened over the last couple of days and what we see in the game and, respond to your questions and stuff like that. So here we are. So far, very close game, an exciting game. One where things were looking a little iffy for Patrick Mahomes when he threw that interception, but it got called back on a penalty, which saved the turnover. I heard before the show you guys said Mahomes was out there looking a little too-ish. Tua-ish. So yeah. I had trouble finding the game. I forgot it was on Amazon Prime. I do have Amazon Prime, but according to Drink More Water, I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. You guys can actually watch the game on Twitch as well for free. I guess that's if you don't have Amazon Prime. So, that's what he say. So I don't know.
So far, Mike Williams is holding the fort down.
Yeah.
He's got six catches for 84 yards.
Yeah, I'm glad. I think I faced him last week, so I'm not facing him tonight. But I actually tried to get him for my fantasy team, so I picked him before me. But I'm glad Sony Michel got stuffed on that goal line run, though, because I wanted that touchdown. So, but yeah, Herbert's looking decent so far.
Yep, that's my quarterback.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah, I got Herbert too, so I think he's gonna light it up this season.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be interesting, man. Because Hardeman scored that touchdown, right?
I think so. I'm playing against Mike Williams. I didn't realize I was playing against Mike Williams. So yeah, this ain't a good thing.
No.
So I got in this game. I got Justin Herbert playing. I got Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Travis Kelce. The Shakes got Mike Williams, and right now he's lighting it up. I didn't realize I was playing against Mike Williams. That don't feel good at all.
Make their adjustments.
We need to double him or something. He looked like a tight end out there too.
What up, Q?
What up, Q?
That's That's what a lot of people do in Madden, man. They convert him to a tight end, and it's funny because they actually think that helps. It really don't, because Madden codes the game in a way when you play players out of position, they lose ratings. Yeah, but everybody do it. Think is helping them, and a couple of things you can get off, but for the most part, it typically don't work. But oh man, I say it's a simple throw, but bro, you got to hit that. That's easy. He's open.
What happened, y'all?
What's going on, Q?
Herbert missed the guy on the drag route.
Yeah, this one looked like for a second, but once again, we already know you can't look at these games for a few minutes and think you know what's going to happen. But for a second, it looked like it might be a runaway freight train. But you got Mahomes on the other side. It's 10-7.
Okay.
But what I was thinking was Kansas City got the ball first and punted, and the Chargers scored on both their first possessions. So, oh, drink more water. That's you I'm playing? Okay. Oh, never mind. Wrong league. Okay. I was trying to see. I don't know who this is I'm playing. The Shakes. Oh, Timbo Squeeze. That's who I'm playing.
But yeah, you're right. These games, man, you just never really know what's what, and especially with the Chargers and that head coach, he's he can give away a game.
He's a weirdo, yo. He's a real weirdo.
That's crazy though, because he's probably got one of the most talented rosters in the league. Well, not probably. He's got the most talented complete roster in the league. So all you need is that guy as a coach, and you good.
Hold on, Birdman. Hold on, Birdman. Talking about he dominated me. You won the game, bro. You got lucky. You got lucky. Kirby. Let me see. Is that you, Quell?
Exactly right.
All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You won pretty convincingly. I'll give you that. You got lucky though. I'll see you again. I don't ever worry about that shit. Ask Nick what happened when he won those first couple of games. When I saw him in the playoffs, ask him what happened. Send his ass home. Let me see here. Yeah,
Kirby is exactly right though. My uncle just called me, man. He wasn't too happy about that. He was like, what's going on with the game? He didn't know what the game was, and I was like, yeah, it's on Prime, and he ain't got no Prime. You know what I'm saying? That's not his thing. So he wasn't.
He got Twitch.
He ain't got Twitch.
Damn. Are people streaming on Twitch?
That's what Drink More Water said. Said the game was on Twitch. You can stream it.
I'm sure it is. It's somebody showing it on TikTok as well. I'm sure somebody's live on TikTok with it.
Who would watch that on TikTok?
I watched the fight on TikTok. I can't remember what fight it was.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn, the struggle, bro. Why? And how did it look?
It looked fine because they were showing it. It was just like a regular live, and the TV was clear. It looked regular to me. Now, the funny thing is, the way I normally watch fights is me and my childhood friends. We got a collective chat. So one of the guys will set up their computer with the TV, and we'll all watch it and talk at the same time. We all watch it together and talk together, and we normally watch fights like that. So every Saturday fight night, we're on the phone at the same time together. Tracy G with the first super chat. We appreciate all the super chat love that helps us to grow the channel and get you more content. Tracy G with her Chicago take, of course. She said the Chargers got this one. And for your information, from Tuesday, Bears will win 10 this season, not over 5 seasons.
Yeah.
she said this season. I like your confidence. I really do. I really do. They didn't say 5. They just said 2.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see because how this whole Amazon Prime thing works with them having the game and what that do for one, ratings for the NFL on Thursday night, and two, Amazon revenue with this drive up their subscriptions, especially like because if you pay, you can either pay monthly or you can pay annually. So it'll be curious to see what that look like when they do their earnings.
So it's just basically even more the further privatization of football.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And the NFL will take the money because they paid already, and then they're gonna turn around. I don't know if I'm pretty sure the NFL. No, the network are selling ads on this, so I don't know who that money goes to. If it goes to Amazon or if it goes to the NFL, but
well,
that
the
may be
NFL
even more money for Prime.
That probably goes to Prime because they paid $2.2 billion for this or something crazy like that. How much did they pay for NFL games on Thursday night?
I don't know. I'm sure somebody know in the chat,
I actually
but
have no idea. I didn't know that they did this until right now.
Really?
I had no idea.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, no, it's crazy.
And so this is what was interesting about this is that the Chargers coming out the gate
Mm-hmm.
with 2 division games. So you got a chance to go up 2-0 in the division.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, how do you feel about it when it comes to Herbert versus Mahomes? Like, if you think long term, by the end of their careers, like, who do you think will have enjoyed more success? You know.
um, I got a feeling it will be Mahomes. I think Herbert may have the Phillip Rivers syndrome, and I
Mm-hmm.
think he may be held back by coaching. He's had some. Well, they had the first coach they let go, and then they got this guy who has some issues in the second half when closeout games. So he has the talent, the skill set, the know-how, but I think coaching, everything else around him, may hold him back in his career.
Mm-hmm. It's tough to say. The only thing that can stop either one right now is injuries, though, because they both look good. They
Mm-hmm.
do, and they're
But assuming
really,
they're just
really.
healthy, though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The media is really, really propping up Justin Herbert already, which he's good. Don't get me wrong. Y'all know I've been saying that since the beginning, but they really give him a lot of praise to
Mm-hmm.
have not produced the results. Patrick Mahomes, at least we've seen what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Prism, you're exactly. I mean, you're right, Shamar. It's 13 billion, and it runs through 2023,
13 billion.
2033.
God
13
damn.
billion dollars. That's about 1 billion a year, and Amazon is paying roughly 67 million per game in rights fees. So I'm sure they're counting on subscriptions going through the roof.
I mean, but all this is going to do is make piracy go up. So I guess so.
That's crazy money,
That's a
It's
bro.
a
crazy.
lot of money.
That's a large ass amount though. That's a lot of money.
Thus, the reason for smart reason for Lamar holding out a little bit longer, because that is going to drive up salary cap next year,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to get more.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I actually saw what he turned down in guaranteed money.
Like two.
Um,
What was it? Like
nah,
two
it was like
twenty.
100 something, like
180.
maybe 160 to 180.
Mm.
Yeah, and he was getting that at signing. He was guaranteed 131 at signing or something like that. $131 million check is hard to turn down.
It's pennies.
But my so I don't know because I don't really follow these contracts like that. Um, but compared to some I guess the most recent contract, maybe Kyle or whoever, like what are they getting guaranteed money?
Who?
I
Whoever
saw
was the
the
last one that got it broke off.
I saw the
I think it was
list. I
Russ,
think
right?
yeah, I think it goes. I think it goes Deshaun, um, Kyler.
Russ.
I think Aaron Rodgers was before Russ. I think I could be wrong with
I
that,
thought
Q.
Rodgers was before all those guys.
Nah, he was third on that list that I saw
Okay.
In
today.
guaranteed money?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like the date of signing. Like, sorry.
Nah, I'm trying to compare what he turned down to
Oh,
what
okay, okay,
Just
okay.
guaranteed
other
money.
people, yeah, what other
I
people
got you.
are
Sorry.
actually, currently getting, or what the market is set at.
Mm.
So I'm trying to feel it, see if because when I saw the price, I was like, what? You guys
That's
kind
a
of
lot.
lowballing them there.
Mm.
But guaranteed money is different from the whole contract itself.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just kind of curious to see why he would walk
Mm-hmm.
away from that.
Right.
So yeah, that's interesting. So Oh no, maybe I'll look it up and see what's going on with that.
Brandon Marshall had a pretty good topic about this. I think it was on one of the shows I was watching, either I Am Athlete or something else. But the thing he was talking about how contracts are breaking down, and the reason why guys want 200 guaranteed is because of tax stuff and whatnot. And when you try to lowball guys, you're already giving away half your check anyway. So he was like a lot of these people think that when we sign for like 200 million and we get 120 guaranteed, that we get basically like 180. He was like, nah, dude, we end up getting like half of what we're guaranteed almost. A lot of times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that number for them after you've paid taxes, your agent, their percentage, which is normally I think 20%.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to pay your lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever else you have,
income tax, all that shit.
Yeah, that money starts dwindling down.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you
I just like that they're starting to actually fight for guaranteed money, and that they're actually starting to give some of these guys guaranteed money too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They used to just rip off players, man.
Yeah, they had Magic in a 10-year, $100 million deals on with the Lakers or something, or was it a $20 million deal? Something crazy, man. It was just, I know it was like a long.
It wasn't 100.
Yeah, because Alonzo Mourning and Shaq were the first to do 100, right? So
yeah, because I remember Larry Johnson did a 12-year, $84 million deal, and at the time that was unheard of. That's when he hurt his back.
12 years, $84 million. Good Lord. Nowadays, dudes gonna be getting that in a year, in 10 years
right.
from now.
Right.
That's crazy as hell, man.
Look at Sony Michelle. Is that Sony Michelle? No, that's Joshua Kelly.
Yeah.
Where is Sony Michelle? I always liked his run style.
I thought he was in
Patriots.
In LA with the Rodgers.
What up?
Q, it was a 25-year, $25 million contract.
That's what it was. It was some crazy shit like that for Magic
Johnson. To get $1 million a year for 25 years was great because I grew up poor my whole life. That's what Magic said.
Who knew though? No one really
he didn't know.
Knew.
That
you have to have some foresight to see where this whole thing was going at the time.
They had them in Temptations deals. You know what I mean?
Right.
They had him in a TLC deal. Good God.
Juwan Howard signed the first one.
It was Juwan. Juwan did 100.
I can believe that.
I mean, I thought it was Zoe and Shaq because Shaq got mad. He was like, he got 100 million. I'm not worth 100 million. I thought that. I vividly remember that. Maybe I'm tripping.
Wow.
But I was about to say shit.
Let me ask you another question about Herbert and Mahomes, because I just want to start predicting things. Because one thing is for certain. Well, actually, this is not necessarily a certainty, but it's a high probability that one of these two gentlemen, if not both of them, will go winless the next 2-3 seasons. So it's if you think about which one has more pressure to win sooner, do you think it's Herbert who has the pressure to win sooner, or do you think it's Mahomes? You know what I mean? I think that's a real question because it's all roses in a coronation for Patrick Mahomes right now, but let some Aaron Rodgers things start to present themselves in people's minds, and I feel like the narrative could jump immediately.
Mm-hmm. That's the tough question. You can add Josh Allen to that discussion as well.
Yeah, for real.
Because I want to say Patrick Mahomes because we're talking about legacy of the GOAT. You look at Mahomes at that level at this point. He's more in those discussions as being the greatest of all time. Herbert is looking at being a great and legend, but the reason why I would say Herbert is just the fact that so much is heaped on him being good at this point. So many people are saying how good this team is, and that's another tick on it because he has such a great team around him. We talked about this. This is a Super Bowl level team minus the quarterback. You add the quarterback to the mix, and this is a ready-made juggernaut. So I think the pressure's on him. Mahomes had a built-in excuse. He lost Tyreek Hill. We really don't know what they're going to do without, he lost a Pro Bowl wide receiver. So people can kind of lean on that just a little bit for now. But, yeah, with Justin Herbert missing the playoffs last year, the time is now.
To me, it's always about style, and oftentimes I think humans care less about results when they care more about like the pageantry of results. You know what I'm saying? Like what led to the loss in this game, or what led to you missing the playoffs, or what led to. I mean, so yeah, we can sometimes be very simplistic and say, "Oh, he lost. It doesn't matter." But I think a lot of times when you consider, like you said, GOATs or that conversation of like upper echelon talent, I think you go deeper into beyond just W's and L's. So depending on if, including Allen now, Josh Allen, Mahomes, and Herbert, if they just don't find a way to win and it's in poor fashion, they come apart in playoff games and whatnot, that could do a lot of damage. But if they look more like the engine to the vehicle as opposed to, somebody else getting taken for the ride and then breaking down, then I think that'll also, do better for them. Because Mahomes is like Steph Curry, you know what I'm saying, Sheldon, for a lot of people. Where he's in that light of people don't think he can do any wrong because he's the whole team, quote unquote,
100%. And he has, as far as the crazy thing is, we don't know, Tyreek Hill didn't say the greatest things about him coming out. And I think somebody else, who was it? Somebody else didn't
really
good about him either. It wasn't, he said that he was talking about Tua throwing the best ball he's ever cut. He talked up Tua and kind of took shots at Patrick in that way. So, and somebody else did the same thing. So we hadn't gotten that side of him yet, whether he on that Russ level or whatnot. But he, like you say, he's a fan favorite. So he has a do no wrong type. That's why I said they may give him a pass this year if it don't go all according to plan. Just because of that fact, like you said, he's a hero the most. As long as he flashes and does what he does. The reason why I think it's hard on Herbert is because he's not, the playoffs. He's not made the playoffs yet. If he had made the playoffs, it'd be a little bit different discussion. But because of the fact that he hadn't even made the playoffs, it's going to be like all eyes are on these Chargers.
And it's like, I'm sorry, Ken, go ahead. Sorry,
no, I don't know if they'll give him a pass, Sheldon, because they're trying not to do that now. The media, from what I've seen, it seems like they're shaping and forming a narrative that all he needed was weapons. And funny enough, or interestingly enough, I should say, that shit all started with Stephen A. Smith. He was the one that first started putting out there, oh, you saying Mahomes this, but he got Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, and he got all these weapons, and let's see him without those weapons. And everybody else kind of followed suit and just went along with it. So now, after this first game, it kind of silenced some people. But, that was against, the Cardinals. They don't garner a lot of respect, especially after the way they finished, the season. But if he don't do anything this year, especially get to at least the conference championship game, then there's going to be a lot of talk about that.
Right.
Like Ken, I was going to say, what's harder, keeping your halo or gaining your halo? You know what I'm saying? Like the way that Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes just have like that factor to them. You know what I mean? That damn near tints stained glass windows about them. You know what I mean? Where I feel like Burrow and Mahomes have kind of elevated to that class. Oh, these are the new guys, whereas Herbert and Allen are looked at as like the lower tier of right up under them, waiting to knock on that door to get in. So this is the pivotal next like 2 seasons to see what people's ceiling is. Cause I want to really see Herbert put together like a string of games. When Mahomes did that his first 2 seasons, well, just putting together strings of games of like, yo, 280, 300, 270, like, you know what I mean, 250, like 350, like insane, 400, you know what I mean? I need to see Herbert rip those off for me, and I need to see him win 1 or 2 games that he should not win, you know what I mean? Just That's just the sign of a great, just all-time guy. Just
I honestly think Allen is there now.
Yeah.
I think people really are looking. They put a lot on him. They want him to be the guy. They want him to supplant Patrick Mahomes. They want a white face to be the face of the quarterback league moving forward. And here's a guy that's big, that's white, that's athletic enough to run around, to where he kind of fits that mold of what you will start to see white quarterbacks be. And they started with like the Daniel Judges. I mean, not Daniel Judges, but Daniel Joneses of the worlds, where he can run around and shit like that. They had it before in the past with Gannon and Young and shit like that, but that shit wasn't really looked at as a thing. They always wanted their quarterbacks to be statues, and then here come Vic, and here come everybody else after that, and they were like, okay, no, we need that now because we're about to lose our spot because we can no longer deny these black quarterbacks that are coming up right now. So here comes Josh Allen, and they want him to be next. They want Herbert to be next. They fuck with Burrow, but they're gonna stop fucking with Burrow, and I'm gonna get into that well, it's almost halftime now, but I want to get into that after we finish this conversation.
I was thinking that something with you. I'm asking a couple of these super chats that I got from Tracy. Tracy said, what did y'all think about the Morgan Freeman, Tom Brady Under Armour commercial? Tom's letter to the little black boy. I liked it. Inspirational. I hadn't seen it yet. Have y'all
You wrote a
seen it?
letter to the black boy?
I haven't seen the commercial. I'm going to have to go back and take a look.
I haven't seen that shit. I'm sorry. That's
I read it, but dang, Tom, man, what you doing?
Tom Brady
face,
writing
bro?
letters to the niggas now? That's crazy, man.
Dang, it is a black boy. Ain't that some shit?
He said, "Here, little nigga, take this with you now."
Yo, Tom, like over the last couple of years, ever since he kind of got in trouble, he started to kind of try to align himself. Ever since the Trump shit, Tom has tried to align himself with like black folks. Yep, he sure has, bro. Like once he solidified himself into like the greatness of white people, like he is basically God among white folks on the earth.
Right.
He was like, okay, my reputation is straight, so let me go ahead and just let me go ahead and get the Negroes and
damage control.
Right.
Yeah, like, hang out with them and just shit like that. That's crazy. I'm looking at the commercial. I read the letter. But
Lil Wayne, it's like, shut up.
Yeah, man. Brought in AB and shit like that.
That's what I was gonna say. When he brought AB in the crib, Tom Brady solidified himself. He good. He good on in the hood now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
He brought AD in the crib.
Well, even before that, man, like I remember like black folks did not fuck with Brady unless you were from Boston. And it was a rare I would find one. Them motherfuckers everywhere now. It's just like, what in the world has happened? I mean, he did a good job, bro, of changing and doing that, so.
Right.
But damn, that's Tracy, that's kind of interesting that that he would take that approach. That was obviously very intentional to pick a black kid as the face of a commercial about quarterbacking, given the history of black at the quarterback position. and he's bringing in a little white boy, I guess, lifting weights or whatever. But it's like now I got to think like, are you posturing here? Are you really trying to go for a message? Of saying that like you guys, meaning white people that don't align with or don't fuck with black people as quarterbacks, have to accept what is to be or what is now the future. Like why would he do that? Or is it just for his image? It was like, if I really put out a white people, what am I trying to say here? They probably had a Leroy in the room.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Tracy G with the other super chat question, she said, could the Steelers make it to the Super Bowl with Trubisky under new coach? No. Yeah, with Trubisky under new coach.
Anything is possible.
And is Aaron Rodgers going to play like an MVP? Is Aaron going to play like an MVP?
Anything is possible, but what Tracy said, a new coach?
Meaning like him being I had to read that again too to understand it. What she's saying. She's saying him being under another coach.
With him being under Tomlin now, like could Trubisky being his new coach? Yeah, yeah. I think it's possible. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't be shocked if TJ Watt is back and that defense starts to hum a little bit. And they can get some O-line help just to give him Trubisky a little bit more time. He ain't got to do too much. Look, man, I said it last week. I'll say it again. This last thing I'll say about the Steelers. Steelers, they held the Chiefs scoreless halftime during the playoffs last season. So it's like for them to be right back where they are with another QB who is able to be mobile, who can actually do the things that Big Ben really couldn't, pushing the ball down the field last year was not Ben's strength at all. His arm was cooked. So I don't see why, if you can just get a QB that maybe is realistically a step or two steps of where Ben was last year, I don't see why you can't compete for at least a deep playoff run. All things break right.
Correct. I agree. And they're defense heavy. You got a really, really good running back. If he can stay healthy and you can control that clock and control that ball, hit a couple timely throws, that's really all you need. The offense feeds off the defense. They're gonna get possession in plus territory a few times, at least once a game. And in saying that, that's another possession for your team. That's another, set of downs you're gonna get, and he'll get more opportunities. So we'll see.
Chase Claypool just got to step up. I think that George Pickens got to get some type of chemistry, and they just got to get, like I said, a little bit more O-line help. If they can get some O-line help, Watt comes back. If everything breaks right, this team is built like that 2018 Vikings team where they had Case Keenum come in and play not out of his mind, but just made throws that we all thought were. And I think that was more so a lot of scheme as well. And it schemed all the way up until they met Nick Foles. So I think that these two QBs I'm bringing up, I mean, like I said, is an example of you never know what happens when a team just breaks right. You got two backup QBs that were in the NFC Championship game in 2018 that could have both went to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And I think that Trubisky is not out of the realm of Case Keenum or Nick Foles in terms of talent. So
right. Yep.
I am going to say no, but I would. Yeah, I'm going to say no. I still don't know if Trubisky was just a victim of bad coaching, even though at times in that game it looked like he wasn't. So we will see, but is it possible? I mean, the Steelers always lose key figures on defense or just key figures on their team, and they came out the gate, with that already. And it's just at some point it becomes hard to overcome that, especially in the playoffs when you need some of those guys. So losing, even though he'd probably be back, but the way them guys be on that stuff, you never know. He'll be hurt again, TJ Watt. So, but I would love to see it. I think Aaron Rodgers will. You know, I like what I saw, and I didn't get a chance to read it, but it was spot on. It was like you have to be the guy until these guys learn how to run routes.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not going to excuse you for your poor play because they can't get open. There's some validity there, but at the same time, you have to overcome that. And I remember last year, FIFO was ranting and raving about how Aaron Rodgers was out there playing with a bunch of nobodies and still managed to win the game. So if he can do that with a bunch of, lesser known talent, if you got 2 draft picks, that you picked this year, then you should be able to overcome that somehow, some way. And it's up to you and LaFleur to figure that out. So
Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers is like a soap opera. I just never want to see ever again. I just like no, like I can I just be so real with y'all. I have the most profound displeasure of ever watching or talking about Aaron Rodgers interviews and what he thinks about anything. It's not even that I disagree with opinions that fiercely. It's just that I just don't like his just demeanor. Like something's just about like a person's face that you don't like. I just no disrespect to Aaron Rodgers. I just don't ever want to be anywhere near. I can think of a million other things. Like what I'm saying. So it's like, come on, dude. Like just play the game. Play the game. That's all I care about. Play the game.
That sounds like disrespect to me, Q.
Cause it's just like,
when you say no disrespect,
it's just like, dude. It's like every day. Like I get it. You gotta give him, man. We gotta give him something. But he's just so grumpy, dude. It's like you too damn grumpy to only have one trophy. Like you gotta like, right. You know what I mean? Like he talk like he Joe Montana. It's like, dude. Mm-hmm. And obviously, you're the most talented QB we've ever seen until probably right now. But it's like that still don't give you the right to. I think Shannon Sharp brought up a good point. That doesn't give you the right to speak as if you didn't get to sit behind Brett Favre, a Hall of Fame QB, for years to learn. Like these dudes coming fresh out of college, so it's like,
right?
What's the point of the shots in the media? Like the shots in the public, we're really like, I get it. Look, even if it's like some behind closed doors, and if Aaron Rodgers was like a notoriously like, loud, chewing guys out behind closed doors on some Jordan shit, but in the media he played fair like Jordan did a lot of times with his guys. I wouldn't be mad at Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, yo, that's his play style. Like that's that's some Kobe. You know what I mean? Like very confrontational. But the fact that he's so passive aggressive in media, on to let everyone else in on what's going on in their team concept, I just don't like it. It's just it's very catty.
Right. Mr. Mike 334, he says, speaking of white quarterbacks, what about this Brett Favre scandal that most sports media outlets are ignoring?
That ain't shit gonna change. So I mean, that's cool. I mean, Brett Favre did some shit that is happening in every single state by multiple governors and senators and all kind of shit. All these people in the government getting rich and whatnot. Meanwhile, the people that they supposed to be serving getting poor. How does that make sense? Make sense. So, I mean, Brett Favre just got cut in on a nice little deal. That's what happens. That's why, circles and cliques. Like, the whole world is run on networks and networking. So, he got in a network of, corrupt politicians, which is an oxymoron. And then, what I'm saying? They bust him down with some money. So, now he going to have to go through the ring of shame for a couple days, maybe a couple weeks. You know what I mean? He might pay a fine or something, but I'm not gonna care. It's Mississippi. It's just a bunch of niggas. Like, who cares, right? It's just the media. So.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I have seen the article, and I think what is Mississippi is obviously one of the poorest states out there, and it is one of the states with it's like 15% of Mississippi is like on welfare, and I think it's one of the highest percentage in the world or something like that. I don't know, but it's a lot, and I think what that tells me and what that should tell um, white people in Mississippi that are on welfare that these motherfuckers don't give a shit about you. And because black folks, we it's just like it's par for the course. This is like, all right, and I'm not surprised. We already know this. White people have a sense of denial about it. And here is a guy that is from your state, Kill, Mississippi, I think, or something like that. And he goes on and he becomes this NFL legend, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl winning quarterback that got passes because he was a gunslinger. And he elects to steal money from you. Like, you had a sense of pride that here's a guy from my state that made it out. And you carry and wore that, because it was the only thing, it was one of the few things you had as a resident of Mississippi. And especially as a poor resident in a trailer park or whatever in Mississippi, right? And, he's your hero. And here he is with all this wealth and all these things, access to whatever. He can probably go get money wherever. And you want to get it from a welfare fund? Like, really? Is that what you're doing? So it's like, and the thing about it is that even in spite of all of that, they probably still wouldn't even care because he's Brett Favre and he's their icon and their guy. But it's like, bro, like, you're going to stay in this because these other people at top are hell bent on keeping you down. So, but yeah, man, this is just Q is right, man. This is just what they do. It happens all the time. And most people turn a blind eye to it or don't care, and it is what it is. But it's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the recourse? They're not even trying to press, I think, criminal charges or anything on it. You're defrauding a federal program.
It's
like, what are you doing?
It's like, goddamn, like, Brett, you ain't got enough motherfucking money from Wrangler, nigga. Goddamn, like, that niggas ain't paying you. What the fuck are we doing, Brett? Goddamn, like, come on now.
Yeah, it's wild, man. But this is what they do, bro. This is what everybody in a position of privilege and power, regardless of sometimes color, this is just what they do, man. It just it's part of the game. It's part of the hustle. But it's fucked up.
From pastors to police to
bro.
It don't matter, bro. All of it. The shit. You remember the little Brooklyn pastor I put in the group chat? The nigga got robbed.
Yeah.
On live camera. They said they took all this jewelry from him, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. IRS is coming to check on that lost property. They apparently do getting audited. So. And everybody
and the thing about it is to what, build a volleyball stadium?
Yeah.
For his daughter.
A fucking volleyball stadium, bro.
For his daughter, yo.
Like, are we? What the hell?
Nah.
I'll be mad just because of that shit. Like, I can't get my goddamn cheese and food stamps because you want your daughter to fucking play volleyball. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Give me my cheese.
Goodness gracious, man.
Man, that shit's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tracy, streaming is definitely on its way to becoming cable. And YouTube TV, bro, if they don't slow down with their pricing, because I love YouTube TV, but their pricing getting out of hand.
Oh, they keep on.
They're going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be $49.99, and now it's like $64.
Do you know what? Do you know what I think? I think that referring to this game really quick, jumping back in, I think that it's not going to be a Phillip Rivers kind of curse kind of thing for Herbert. I think it's going to be more so of a second Los Angeles team kind of thing that happens with the Chargers, like the thing that happens with the Clippers a lot, where it's like I don't know, it's just some cosmic energy that happens where a second team that's like second fiddle to the larger team in Los Angeles or in the larger state like New York, like no one. It's always gonna be the Knicks. It's not gonna be the Nets.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the Rams. It's not gonna be the Chargers. So I feel like that's what Herbert is at least fighting against right now, is fighting that little brother syndrome.
Yeah. Man, Mike Williams.
That's crazy.
Work, bro.
Shamar,
Shelton.
You're right. I know. I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, I'm like, stop throwing the ball to Mike Williams, please. But you're right. I'm one of those people that I'm guilty of that, of holding on to cable. And the only reason I hold on to it is because it's what I know. You know what I'm saying? I watching this game is a revelation to me, because I'm so used to. Yeah, I'm so used to. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got everything. I got Prime, I got all the pay sites too. Mm-hmm. It's just cable was my NFL Sunday ticket, and I was comfortable with it. So I was of the mindset, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mm-hmm. But watching this is a revelation. This looks really smooth to me. And I don't know why I thought in my brain I always saw it being choppy.
I think I got rid of cable around 2010, 2012, something like that. Or was it earlier? What year? 7 years? Oh, 7 years ago. So yeah. Well, that's here though. I think before then, yeah. Nah, I got rid of it. Because my thing was, I remember being at work when I worked at YP, and I was like, what do I really watch? And and I was like, I just watch sports. So they had the baseball, MLB had a package, NBA had a package, and NFL, I don't think they had a package, but I wasn't really watching it that heavy. So I was like, I can just, when I started doing the math, I was like, so in 1 month of a cable payment, I can pay this MLB subscription and be good while it's in season. Same thing for the NBA and be done. Mm-hmm. Everything else I could watch when Hulu was really big at that time. I could watch on Hulu because everything was coming out 24 hours, 24 hours later. Mm-hmm. And that was it.
Man, now it feels like everything is now $7.99, $12.99, $19.99. It's just like, dude, all this is becoming the same thing. You heard about it? I think shout out to our producer Alex,
Alejandro,
sorry. I was about to say it, but
no, Ken, that's not
count. Did that count?
I hope not.
No.
He was out of bounds.
No.
I hope he was out of bounds.
Hating. Hold on.
I'm definitely hating.
Yeah, I got caught up watching the game when I was about to say it. Ooh.
My bad, bro. Yeah, he was on a point.
No, you straight. I got caught up. I don't even know what I was saying. I was caught up watching the thing.
Yeah, that's good, bro. That's good. Butt down. Yo, so his left foot landed on his top foot. Does that count as 2 feet in? On his right foot, I mean.
Wow.
I mean, they counted, so I guess that's the answer.
But his hip hit down in bounds.
No, but what if his hip didn't hit in bounds and that left foot was only came down on his right foot and then
no,
technically hit the ground?
Nope.
Damn.
I think it has to. Timbo, man, you are not killing me, bro. It's not gonna happen.
Timbo beat me last week, bro, on some bullshit.
That's how he beat me now. I'm gonna figure this out some kind of way. I'm gonna figure it out.
Dang, I know Nick somewhere just fuming right now.
Damn.
But it's Patrick. It's a long way to go. But yeah, you were talking about Dream Water said you were talking about everything was the same. And
Yeah. It's actually kind of a moot point now. Let me actually just.
Yo, so while we got a minute, so what was this? So what was this whole thing going on with LeBron and Chris Paul and like what are they upset about? I'm not really following that story all that much. I know the NFL only got kicked out because he was a fucked up human being. But
I think he said he said nigga to what's his name? Well, Earl Watson. He kept saying the N word because he was like, Draymond was like, he was playing against the Suns. It was a Warriors game. And Sarver was like, how come Draymond can run up and down the court saying nigga this and nigga that to Earl Watson? He said it's Earl Watson. Earl Watson, so this is his testimony. Earl Watson he said to him, the N word. And Earl replied, but said, you can't fucking say that. And there was apparently some other misogynistic comments and maybe some sexually inappropriate behavior. But that's kind of all that's happened.
So why is LeBron saying they got it wrong? Like I don't understand.
LeBron's saying that well the thing about it is LeBron is saying that the decision to only suspend Sarver for a year. And only fine him $10 million, which is the max fine, by the way. LeBron's saying that that's not enough. He should be gone. LeBron is not happy about the decision to only. He's saying that the punishment is not harsh enough, which most people agree with.
What should
he's
it be?
Getting away with. They were saying get him up out of there, Donald Sterling style. Yeah,
which is cool.
Is it on the same level as Donald Sterling?
I would think so. I would think so.
I don't know if it is like on like a media juiciness quote unquote level. Like I don't know if it's the scandal of all scandals, but it's definitely misconduct. The one thing I will say is this though, to all the NBA players who think that it's not harsh enough, which I would probably maybe even tend to agree with. I just want to know how many of those players would bet half their check that their owners haven't said the N word in the last month. I just want to.
I know.
I just want to know.
But Q, you're right. But the point to it is, this guy blatantly would do it out.
Yeah,
he was carrying on. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Me and you both know that most of those guys are got those same emails. That's why they destroyed all those emails from Gruden and the rest of those people. Oh, man, they say whatever. They treat people whatever behind the scenes. But
so many other owners around other sports. Once that John Gruden shit happened, there's so many other owners around sports and GMs who deleted thousands of emails and files.
Code red.
Yeah.
Code red. Yeah. Who they had those IT departments were going crazy that night.
All
cleaning up everything.
Straight coffee.
Right.
How many files have we deleted? 10,000. Let's get 10,000 more. Come on.
and that's the thing. Most people got those skeletons. You just better make sure that they don't come to the forefront because they got too much to lose. Too much to lose. Man, Patrick Mahomes is really tooling this thing.
I'm happy for Mike Williams.
I wonder how long. So I'm gonna have to look in. After a while, most of the stuff, it's just like, all right, it's another one. What are you gonna do? But I'm kind of curious a little bit now. It's like how long have you been getting away with this behavior? And then I think the secondary question I have is like, at what point do all of those guys eventually get out of their ownership? And who eventually replace them, and will they be just as bad? You see what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Yeah.
But everybody know most of these corporations, most of these CEOs, most of this old money, this is just who they are. They come from those old ways. And you got to kind of break it down and rebuild it back up to a certain degree. So
That's a fact. Mm-hmm.
No, that's
damn,
funny.
Hattie.
James Jones even jumped in front of the bullet for him on some, on some James Jones Unchained. I guess it was.
Really?
It was he jumped in front of it. He was like, "This is not the Robert Sarver I know, and the one I have dealt with." And then
No, it isn't.
and it's just like and it's probably not gonna be, James. You know what I mean?
Right. You get a chance. You're meeting him now. Like,
Exactly.
you know.
That's such a I hate when people do that. That's such a fucking obvious thing to
Right.
say about somebody. This is not the Shelton I know. Of course, I don't see this nigga
Right.
for more than 2 hours a fucking day. Like, you know what I mean? A week.
Right. This
The
is
fuck?
this is what I keep from you. This is the part that I didn't
Exactly.
want you to know.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Damn, man.
I
What
didn't
is?
see this
Come
part.
on, Patrick.
Because you're the target.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like this is not the one I know. It's like, dude, the one you know has a whole life outside of just talking to you. Like, dude, what the fuck?
Reflection Eternal. You're exactly right. Silver works for the owners, and I wouldn't be surprised if many of them are as bigoted and sexist as Sarver.
Bro,
Once again, it's all these guys are all company. It ain't just him. If it's just him, they'd have been through something out. They'd have gotten him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they got stuff going. Who you think he's talking to? Those are his peers. Those are his friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's those are the guys he communicates with.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they have like mind. I'm not saying all of them, but there's some in the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
How did this man? How do you not know you were being investigated? Like, man, this is kind of crazy.
Well,
Yeah,
let me say this. The craziest thing about it to me is the fact that you have people that work there who made statements, who put their necks on the line. Now they got to go back to work tomorrow for the same guy. You know what I'm saying? How comfortable is that when you spoke out against this guy, you thinking they're gonna get rid of this guy, and he's there. So
Yeah.
I don't. That was an incomplete pass. Thank goodness for Patrick got lucky twice in a row
You
because
mean thank goodness for
pick.
that replay because that looked like an interception to me.
It looked like one to me too. I don't agree with that being an incomplete pass. But the play before he threw an interception to Derwin James, so it's like he's trying to get a ball away at this point.
Oh, they put the whole damn report online. Golly. 320 former employees and 80,000 documents.
And you got it, like I said, you got employees that are working now that are speaking out against him, and they want him up out of there. So they got to go to work, and he's gonna be right back next year. Like, I'm back. So it's
Bro,
not
that's
a good look.
That's an interception, man. That's an interception.
I thought
got
so
that
too.
Brady call.
I didn't see where that was not a pick. And he got his hands underneath. I saw them call plays lesser than that catches. Tracy G with the super chat. NBA question again. She said, will the new NBA season be better than last season? Which was, man, and did KD ruin his rep or solidify his rep?
Yeah, all that goofy vaccine shit is over, so I think we'll have a smooth sailing.
I agree. I think that the pandemic as we know it is over. Even if they're not saying it, I think they're just treading lightly by not saying it. But if you look around, you look at the games, you look at college football games, you look at NFL football games. Yeah, like it's a wrap. So so at this point, I think we can get most people will just kind of get back to the games. If people are out, it'll be for it's just you just have a COVID. Like I think people have kind of adjusted to that kind of being a thing. So will it be better than last season? God dang, he's just bowling over people. It's possible. because, last year you were dealing with a lot of people getting vaccine, a lot of, players catching COVID here and there. They should have some immunities built in, so it may be less and less people catching it, which would impact records and gameplay and stuff like that. And I think we may end up with some interesting storylines as well. As far as KD, I think I was thinking about KD one day, and I'm like, man, is this dude? Is he really like this, or is he just fucking with people? Like, is he just sitting up there and just like, I ain't got shit to do, so I'm gonna just reply to this one guy, and I'm gonna just see and let the media go fucking nuts with it.
Thanks.
Is it just like a troll? Because, like, if you're Kevin Durant as accomplished you are, you care, but do you really care? And you just like, you know what? Take that, motherfucker. Like, and I thought about with the Madden shit, like, bro, do you really care why you're not a 99? Like, I know you probably ask your boys why I'm not a 99, but you, at the end of the day, do you really fucking care? But it's fun to tweet them like, hey, man, why I'm not a 99? And motherfuckers take and run with it. And it becomes this whole thing. So, I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day, man.
Definitely. No, it should be an interesting season with seeing what the Nets do. I want to see how volatile that situation is. I want to see how fragile it is, if it is,
wow.
Because the whole Ben Simmons thing, Kyrie and KD all in one locker room with Steve Nash is like a fucking that shit is like
must see TV, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's like reality TV,
bro. That's like the Real House Hoopers of Brooklyn. Like, it's crazy.
I agree.
For real. I agree. To see that healthy Bucks, healthy Chicago. Hopefully Lonzo Ball's healthy. Hopefully a fully 100% James Harden. It's not gonna be 2017 James Harden. It's gonna be the newer version, but fully healthy, which is fine as long as he can jump, which is good. We got
James Harden couldn't jump before he was hurt though.
Well, he used to. Yeah, vertical was struggling, but he used to be able to dunk way more, man.
He did.
His prime, to me, 2016 through like 2019, like his real prime, like prime apex years as like a scorer. Those were like, he would, get an open dunk and like, all right, cool. Now he's not doing any of that. Now I just need him to be able to jump in the mid range, man. Be able to get your jump shot off a little bit. That's cool. So we got that with the Sixers. I know for a fact that it's gonna be really interesting to see what Miami does. Because I want to see if they bounce back from their hangover. I want to see if Jimmy can keep it up. Jimmy normally always follows every bad season he has with a great one, and every great one with a subpar one. In some category, his shooting either dips really bad 3-point shot, or he's like comes back and he's like incredible. It's like one season this, one season that. He's the ultimate seesaw. So the East should be amazing. The Western Conference, Jokic, Denver, incredible. We're gonna see what Jokic and them do. We have to see what AD and LeBron do. Got to see what the Clippers do. Got to see what Luka does. Can Steph and them repeat? Don't let Steph get another ring, and I have to talk about it. Don't let me talk about that. Don't let that happen because I'm gonna be on here talking some what anyway. Not like I'm like you got to turn the chat off, but no, it's just like it's just like I don't want to hear nobody. But yeah, no, it should be pretty fun. Minus that dumb tournament. What's y'all thoughts on that?
I'm not a fan of the mid-season tournament stuff at all. At all. I'm very much so a basketball traditionalist, and I just believe in letting it rock how it's been rocking. I understand shortening the season. I get that part, but I don't need a mid-season tournament. I don't.
Terrible. It's not college.
I don't.
It's very juvenile.
Right. It is. It really is. These are professionals.
Grown ass men. Like, come on now.
Yeah. So let them just get out there and play the game like we're used to seeing, and let the chips fall where they may. Let's go.
And it's like, dude,
But I'm excited.
so let me ask you this: when people say, oh, this game has a collegiate feel to it, why is that always a good thing to people?
I don't know, and it's not. It's not. It's not. I like watching the difference. I like college sports. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I like them just as much as anybody. But when I watch when I watch college football, I get a different feel than when I watch pro football. I get a different feel watching high school football, of course, and that's a given. But I like the difference. I like it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't need them to cross over. I don't need them to feel the same. But yeah, it's just too much now. It's too much. The excitement of it is already there. You got enough storylines. You got enough built in to where you don't need nothing else. You don't need to tamper with it. Just make it work with what you got. And like the storylines you named, that's enough. That's enough. Yeah. Plus, we got to add on whatever happens. We ain't even got seasons, 32 days?
Yeah.
We ain't even got into it to add the new stuff on that's coming.
Cavaliers, like, come on now. I didn't say nothing about them.
Right.
I didn't say anything about all the draft picks that are going to pan out that we didn't think would pan out. Like, it's going to be some crazy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to watch, man. We got a lot to keep us occupied. So, in saying that, let's get to that. Let's just
and let's stay there. Like, to me, I'm personally a proponent of. I personally believe we only need about 65 games. I don't think people gonna really care about missing 15 games personally, but that's kind of as far as I go. I'm not one of those. Oh, we need to have a 2-month delay in the season, and it's like if we're gonna do all this stuff, then if you're gonna be super drastic, then be super drastic. I'm not for the let's tinker and make shit weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got an off-white car with like some green rims. It's like, dude, if you're gonna go all white, go all white. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna go classic, go classic. If you're gonna go bold, then go bold. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of confused about why the NBA is trying to tinker with this.
Right. But it'll be exciting to see. I am excited to see what's gonna happen in Brooklyn. No, I think it's gonna be a shit show like it's been. I don't see how it can be anything but when you're dealing with 3 personalities like those, and I don't see how one of them won't implode throughout. I don't see how they can put it together just to play basketball.
Coexist, yeah. Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, like Pelicans, Zion, like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, dude, this could be the best NBA season ever. So why would they do the tournament now? Like, why would you do this now? Like, everyone, we're finally hoping to get everyone healthy. PG, Kawhi, Luka, Steph, LeBron, AD, everyone is right. Embiid, you know what I mean? Like, everyone looks like we think Orlando might finally have a guy. Paolo, to me, looks like he's that guy. And it's just like Houston, the young Rockets, like, you know what I mean? Jalen Green and Jabari taking steps. Like, we just
that Pistons Detroit, team we're going to be excited to see.
Jaden Ivey, and dog, it's just endless amount of just stories. So, like you said, I really like the point you made of just enjoying the difference of, you want to see professionals, like, bro, if I want to go to see community theater, community actors, because I want like a grassroots kind of feel, I want like a grounded kind of intimate movie kind of setting, I'll go watch some live actors at some community college, some students. If I want to go above them, I'll go to a actual play or something. If I want to go see a movie, it's all different fields of the same thing, but you're enjoying the difference where it's like, I don't want to go to a professional game and feel like I'm around a bunch of drunk college kids. I want to be around drunk adults watching professionals. So.
Right. Tracy G again. Hey, Tracy, we appreciate the love. Now, you know that. Tracy said, "Should AD be traded, and is it over for him?"
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Davis. Anthony Davis, I'm sorry.
Anthony Davis. I think that this is the last season that he has to go out sad. This is the last season he can look at LeBron and be like, hey, sorry, my body. I think this is the last season. No, for real. I really do. I think that
I
LeBron is
agree.
not, I think LeBron's not hearing that shit anymore. He's like, dude, I am almost 40 years old. I have to keep my body in better shape than you. How is that possible?
Right.
How is this possible? So, will he get traded? I think the Anthony Davis saga in Los Angeles has already been predetermined to end with him getting traded. I just don't know when.
Where would be a good landing spot for Anthony Davis? Who would take a chance on a player like that?
If he has like a really rocky exit where he falls completely from grace and people are like, oh, that contract is bad now. I think that
Mm-hmm.
there's a couple of teams that are tanking or doing bad that would take a flyer to see if they can rehabilitate him. Like, multiple two of those bad teams that you can think of right now yourselves. But if he leaves on, let's say, semi good accord, I think that he makes sense for teams that are competing like Chicago. I think he makes sense for um, I think shit. If you're telling me that he's playing out what a year of his contract or 2 years, um, there's so many other teams like the Knicks would take him in the Big Apple. They just want see what's going on there. Um, I think he would look at other teams like the Trailblazers. Would look. Dame would want that. I think any other of the Dallas type of team, Atlanta type, Charlotte,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Miami.
Mm. I just don't see him staying healthy. I mean, I couldn't bet on him staying healthy
Mm-hmm.
enough to be viable. But the fact that he has so much talent, you're right. Somebody would take a flyer on him. I just look at him like, man, what a waste.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that we couldn't see more of him and see if he was as good as everybody said he was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But just play out like that sometimes. You think that his career will end up being will he be known for being that guy that got hurt all the time, or will he be known for being one of the top power forwards to ever play the game?
I think that who I think Anthony Davis is going to be. I think Anthony Davis is going to be the guy who leaves LA under like semi okay terms. Like he was hurt a little bit, still played great here and there, but it just didn't work out. LeBron left or LeBron retires or whatever, right? And he just kind of goes to a team, rebuilds his rep, and then maybe in the latter years he catches a deep run in the playoffs or a finals run where he has like a resurgent. But I don't think he ever recaptures like, damn, AD is top three, dude. Like I don't know if that's in his future. I could see watch me be totally wrong in this season. He just comes out blazing, but dude, I just don't trust big men who have that many issues this deep into
Yeah.
their 20s. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I can
Uh,
trust you when you're Joel Embiid, when you're 19, 20, you are in a boot. Okay, you got years, you'll be all right. As long as you're not 25, you'll be all right. AD's
right.
26, 27 now, still having these every year now. Come on.
Hmm. Yeah. It's time out for that. I just I just got to see it. Like I said, and with him, I don't. When he goes down, it's not if he's gonna go down. It's when he's gonna go down,
Hmm.
and that's what the biggest issue has been with him and me. Is I just have very little faith and trust in Anthony Davis.
Hmm. I'm pulling for him though. I don't want that to get taken for granted. Like I really do
Mm.
want, like, dude, AD in 2015, 16, like, dude,
Mm.
17. I remember when AD had the game winning shot against the Spurs. Put up
Ooh.
like I think he put up. Ooh, I think he put up like 50 game
Mm.
winner and everything. That was the tiebreaker between one other team. I think it was the Spurs or no. I think it was maybe the Thunder or something. But that was the tiebreaker, and it came back to give them the difference to make the playoff game. And I was like, damn, AD's that guy. He was more of a rim runner. He was skinnier. I feel like he really bulked up one off season after the bubble ring, and
Mm.
it just looked like
What are these play calls?
I don't know what they're doing right now. he just bulked up and it just kind of messed up his legs. I really think he might have got a little too heavy.
And let me ask y'all a football question. Besides, we talked about last week the one position that you need more than anything else. Everybody was saying it's quarterback. If you had to build a football team and your quarterback position was already set, what is the one position you draft if you had, to take any other position but quarterback?
Left tackle.
Left tackle. I would definitely work on my O-line. Probably starting with that left side, or maybe a front, like center or something. But I would definitely start with the O-line.
Bro, I'm just trying to say, it's just like there's nothing more. There's a difference between when somebody like beats you up, and then when somebody beats you up and you can't even get a punch in. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're an NFL team and your crown jewel, your quarterback is behind this impenetrable O-line, that's the most frustrating shit for any defense, dude. You can't get through. You're just like, dude, we can't even touch the QB. He got all this time. I remember when those Cowboys teams used to just run the football with Zeke. I was like, dude, they can do it. And really before them with DeMarco Murray, that was when they were really in their prime. With Zach Martin and Tyron Smith, and even before that, you could go back to the O line with Emmitt Smith. Those O lines were insane. You know what I mean? And it's like you can't even touch the QB or running back in certain offensive situations. So I would definitely go with O line because, dude, if I can just get all the time in the world, any QB can look good enough.
Right. It's a big pass. Did he catch that? Wow. Nice catch. They needed that one. You got the momentum on your side right now. Your defense just got a big stand. You already in plus territory. You gotta do something with this.
So is this what you want to see from Mahomes and Herbert? Like these moments right here.
Yeah. What's crazy is Justin Herbert owns Patrick Mahomes. In these head-to-head matchups, he's normally always above him. So he doesn't have a problem. We talked about earlier in these big games, he doesn't have a problem in these games against the Chiefs. He never has. It's some of the other games that he struggles in. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does.
Those out-of-division games.
I'm
trying to tell you, it'd be those like games where they play against like the Jets or something. They end up losing by like 3 points. It's like, dude, what the world? Like, how did you beat the Chargers?
Right. How did you beat Patrick Mahomes so easy?
Yeah.
I don't know who this tight end is right here, but I hate him right now. Because I got Kelsey. I need Kelsey to catch everything. I don't need him. He didn't call a touchdown pass already.
Hey, does that mean J.C. Jackson is trash since he got burnt?
Damn.
No.
Damn, not J.C.
I know. I mean, we were talking about Jalen Ramsey. He got burnt. We were talking about him being trash because he got burnt. I was just wondering.
Well, Jalen got burnt multiple times. With Jalen, it's turned into a habitual thing. It's not like it's a one or two off. He was getting touched the whole like that. Did you see the stat line? There you go. Get in the end zone, please.
I saw the stat line.
The end zone is right there. Did he fumble that?
What the fuck?
Please say you are fumble that ball.
That's crazy though. That well, dang, Pat.
Yeah, but Ken, I think that stat line was like It was ridiculous. It was like 13 for 14, 2 touchdowns, and it was crazy. Everybody's gonna get burnt. Dion got burnt before. You know what I'm saying? He's had bad games, but it's
too early
consistently
to
being beat.
It's just
But
too early
those
to be
last
on
2
Jalen
years
right
have
now,
not
bro.
looked that good though for Jalen
Yeah,
Ramsey.
I was gonna say, Ken, it's a continuation.
This is just in spots, or we talking about like
2 full seasons.
No, yeah, because Chase ate him up, and then he had a
Chase.
couple.
Chase
But he
and
had a
who
couple
else?
games. I can't remember who it was, but he had a few issues.
He's across what people consider to be, his prime. Jalen Ramsey was never really the most like quote unquote versatile corner to take on smaller guys. He would always take on like the dudes between like 6 feet and up. You know what I mean, like bigger wide receivers and whatnot, and then tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
I remember he took on Gronk. But what's been happening as of late is now even guys like the Diggses of the world and the Devontae Adams of the world, they are starting to give him more trouble, right? And I think it's just been causing a lot of film heads to be like, he needs to go to free safety or strong safety or play the nickel corner.
Right.
But yeah.
Do you think that the Rams, they traded 2 first-round picks for him to Jacksonville? Do you think they got rewarded for that? Did they win that?
I think so.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you're asking me, I definitely think so, because he was a huge part of that Super Bowl, and he made plays that got them there and plays that put them over the hump. So yeah, in that sense, he did, and he made them viable on defense. Even though he made mistakes, they had enough to cover up for the mistakes that he made, and it was definitely worth it. I mean, look at the two teams and where they are, and that's the biggest thing to show you.
Something about the LA Chargers that I just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel real yet to me.
I can see that. Like it feels like something's missing. Do you think it's? I was going to ask you, do you think it's Keenan Allen? But
he's definitely missing, and there's even when he's there, I feel like their offense misses like a real just punch to it. I don't know what it is. Like, I know Keenan Allen is great, and I see the stats, and it shows up on how it looks, but even then, I just look at their offense and I'm like, damn, man, there's something about this LA Chargers team that I don't fear like, well, if we blink, this team is gonna be undefeated or something. I know they're gonna lose at some point. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And that's so crazy because, like I said, they to be honest, and I double down on it, they have probably the most talent out of any team in the league, like top to bottom roster wise, on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. They got Pro Bowlers lined up all over the place. And you think, well, my first thought when you said that is maybe it's the running game, but Austin Eckler scored 20 touchdowns last year. So you got the quarterback, you got the running back scoring 20 touchdowns. You got Mike Williams, who we're seeing what he can do tonight. What's crazy is with him is he's boom or bust. That's a problem too. Yep. Mike Williams, one game will come out here like tonight, he gonna catch 10 balls for 150 yards. Then the next game he had 2 catches for the first half, and that was equal what he did the first game. So it's just like that with him.
Absolutely, and that's just what I'm looking for from them. Is like, dude, like, can we get the consistency? Like, Cooper Kupp shows up every game. You know what I mean? Like Diggs is there every single game. You know what I mean? Adams is there every game. You know what I mean? So it's like I need just somebody on the Chargers to just always pop for me. Like, all right, damn, like this dude, he's like it's like it's like alive. You know, it's like, all right, this offense is alive. So right now, I just always feel like Herbert is. I always feel like it's Herbert or bust, and when I see Herbert, I don't really not saying I'm not impressed. Cause I definitely think he's one of the better young QBs, but I don't see the improvisational technique like a Mahomes or a Jackson
Mm-hmm.
or a Allen for me to be like, damn, this dude, he is the clear cut future. I see really freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
I see top five. I see all of that. But even in being top five, I don't think I can ever see top like three or top two with Herbert right now. You know what I mean? I'm not just
Mm-hmm.
speaking too. I'm definitely giving my speaking too soon reaction. But
Ooh, ooh, they kicking this. Want to hit Tracy's question about Kyrie after the. Damn, I'm really surprised they didn't go for that. She
They're
asked,
not
"Is
really running the ball well.
yeah, but it's still Pat, you know." But
Mm-hmm.
is Kyrie a superstar over Dame? Because the streets is talking and saying Kyrie hella overrated.
nah, both. I think both should be considered superstars. I think that there needs to be a new category for above superstar because if we're just gonna keep throwing it around for people that have really like insane basketball ability, I think that there has to be another level above it. I think I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
it should be considered, like maybe like Pantheon or Hall of Famer or whatever it is. But you can be, see, that's what I'm saying. You can be a superstar and in the Hall of Fame. It's just like what's what level of crossover and criteria is assigned to it. So I think when you look at Kyrie and Dame, I think you clearly have Dame has always been a way better leader. Dame has always been somebody who you can rely on to be a number one option.
Reliability. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. He's gonna be there, number one option. He's been there before. He's been clutched by himself multiple times. That counts. Kyrie never been the guy by himself to take anyone to the promised land or in the
Mm-hmm.
pursuit like Dame. Like Dame's performance against Denver that one year was just it's like it's otherworldly what he was doing trying to just will that team to a
Mm-hmm.
victory. We even never even seen Kyrie in a situation in the playoffs by himself to where he had to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what puts Dame in like a lesser fold of like a Allen Iverson mold of like he has those cojones, man. So but
Right.
still but Kyrie still hit one of the biggest shots in finals history and he's still one of the best the best hired guns I call them like mercenaries in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you both could put them as superstars, but if you wanted to just say Dame, I wouldn't argue that.
Right. I think that Kyrie is one of the most talented players of all time. I find it hard. The only reason I find it hard to consider him, well, like you said, it depends on what that word means. He's one of the most talented basketball players of all time.
Yes.
We already talked about he's one of the most talented dribblers, ball handlers, maybe ever. Um, but his inconsistency over the years is just as bad as an AD with injuries, and maybe even worse because he doesn't have an excuse for some of the time he's been out and just not performing up to par and how he let teams down. That's big. That's
Mm-hmm.
big. And when you look at superstars, you look at people like that. The one thing about them is you can count on them in the big moments. I can't
Mm-hmm.
count on him to be there for there to be a big moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I really
That's
have
a fact.
little faith in
Oh,
him.
what time frame are we talking about? Are we talking about post Cleveland, post LeBron? Can
Well,
we
I mean,
argue that
Mm-hmm.
in
pre
that
and
time he
post.
wasn't? Damn, you don't think he was a superstar when he was in Cleveland during the
Nah,
LeBron years?
nah. I don't think so. I
I'm
think,
with you. Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
I
Hmm.
think, I think that the barometer I judge it by is this: Dame has always had success going into the playoffs, trying to get there. Kyrie before LeBron couldn't even get there. Yes, I get it, health sometimes too, but also you just weren't that good of a team when you were on the team. Your level of how good QB to raise, like when Chris Paul goes to a team, we see the impact. You know what I'm saying? Like when Dame was on those teams and it's just him, we see the impact outside of his injury last year.
I
They
feel
make the
that.
playoffs. You know what I mean? Trey Young, we see the impact. So it's
Mhm.
like Kyrie, I need to see like when you are just a singular dude, pre and post LeBron, when his number has been called, he's had some great performances, but it hasn't been anything that has lifted the tide. It hasn't lifted the boats. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that because even in Boston, when he went out, they still went on and had success
Eastern
without
Conference
him.
Championship
Yeah,
without him because I think he wanted to get a nose surgery or eye surgery or orbital fracture.
Or something
yeah,
like that. I can't remember exactly what it
Yeah,
was.
it was no,
mm,
or was it, no, it was a deviated septum, dude. It was that's what it was. I'm not even mad at you, Kyrie, because fuck Boston. But at the end of the day, these those things do matter because it's like, all right,
Hmm.
well, Dame hit the craziest shot of perhaps that whole playoffs on when he sent Russ with the wave. Like Paul George sent Paul George out of it, like ruin, like
yeah,
it sent
man.
that franchise into a rebuild. You feel me?
It's
Like
crazy.
yeah, like Russ went to Houston after that the very next week or something, and then PG got traded, and then the next month Russ got traded and played with Harden in Houston. So Dame has done some NBA history altering things,
Yeah.
and so is Kyrie. So I think you got to put them on the same playing field.
Oh, I saw another super chat.
Fourth quarter,
Oh
bro.
yeah, I
17
did see
all.
one. Um, it's actually been a pretty good. This game has been flying by though. Um,
Good.
I'm just glad it's and I need Go ahead, Herbert. Get him in the end zone, but not to oh boy,
Mike
Alex
Williams.
Hayes. Yeah, I don't need Mike Williams doing nothing. He said, off topic after being Simmons. Oh, now he throws a pick and he's
Don't say
gone.
that. I hate you ahead of me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 100 yards.
Stop.
Oh my God.
Oh man. So he was that close in the red zone? Oh my God. Oh, come on.
You said outside Ben Simmons what?
Off topic after Ben Simmons' contract is up. Could y'all see him out of the league? I actually do.
Only if he's as lazy as people think, and only if he is as non cooperative with management in Brooklyn and doesn't want to play and doesn't play a lot of games. Then I could see maybe a path to where he has to like prove it. But Ben Simmons don't get to it. Ben Simmons is a 6'10" defensive ace. You know what I mean? Like one of the best passers in basketball. There's a spot for that on every single team in the NBA. It's just a matter of what role are you asking him to play. Is he going to be on the bench? Is he going to be on the starting role? But he's still too young to ever come on off someone's bench right now. So he's always going to be a starter as long as he wants to play NBA basketball.
That was bad by Herbert, bro.
Yeah, it was
He
really
didn't.
bad.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? What are
I
you
was really
doing?
excited too. I was excited because I really figured I'm gonna get I'm gonna get a touchdown here. Mike Williams has had his heyday for the night, and I'm gonna make something happen. That just set me back.
Yeah. That was just a bad play. He anticipated that. Ben Simmons, I don't know if I would see him out of the league. I just don't think they'll look at him as like the guy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just be, a role player. Yeah, I think he has really it feels like he has really hurt his reputation.
That's a fact.
And I think that can hurt him moving forward. But as far as talent, somebody will need that talent, on their team. So I think they'll take a chance for him. It's all kind of guys with lesser talent that are still playing, but probably better. Pat Bev is still playing, y'all. So
That's a fact. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, he could be out the league.
Oh man, I could see it being over for him.
Lord.
I'm not willing to bet on that, but what
go.
I mean by that is I think that in today's day and age with mental health and the issues that a lot of people are facing, I could see a player like Ben Simmons retiring.
That's real.
And just not being able to deal with it. I really do. That's a lot of pressure, man. It's pressure anyway, but some people are built for that pressure. Some people just not about their life true enough. They just not. And to me, it feels more like he's not than he is.
Mm-hmm.
So I honestly could see him folding. I could see him folding it up and calling it a career. I get with Ben Simmons. I don't know if y'all remember, but I get Royce White vibes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Royce White was ultra talented, just super talented, but he was. It wasn't even that long ago, was it, Q? But it was before the age of this new age mental health situation. Mm-hmm. Before everybody was, okay, expressing mental health. Mm-hmm. You just thought, people would use the term crazy at that point.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's a head case, or
yeah, and that's kind of how he was touted, but he was
really Michael
super
Beasley
talented.
Too.
Michael Beasley as well. They're super talented, and it's funny because all those guys are in that same powerful mode that can play. All of them can handle the ball. Royce White was probably not one of the first point forwards, but he was a point forward, and I loved his game. But yeah, that's him. He was afraid of flying. And to be honest, that's where a lot of people are, and people don't deal with things the same. And I see Ben, like I said, I've been watching Ben his whole career. Is one of my favorite players of all time. That's what made me a Sixers fan at the time. I was, because I was a Ben Simmons fan, but he just doesn't seem like it's all there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped. I'm not saying that I believe he will, but if he does, I can see it happening.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Damn.
Shit, we ain't got no callers today, or
no, I'm not taking any calls tonight. We'll do that next week.
Good.
Yep. So yeah. We'll see how this last drive go, and then I guess we'll probably get out of here. We're already at an hour 40. But man, so I was seeing, because they were saying that Gerald Everett was tired, and that's why he stopped kind of running his route on that play.
Oh wow.
Mm.
And then and part miscommunication why he kind of worked, I guess, to the wrong side.
This has to be tough, man, because if you think about it, this is still the first full week of the season. Well, second full week of the season, and you got a Thursday night game. And not only do you have a Thursday night game, you got a Thursday night game against probably two of the best teams in the league. You see what I'm saying? So to come out this early, and you just came off a game Sunday, it's got to be tough. It's got to be tough to get ready to play this game.
But you're probably also fortunate because you get your Thursday night game out of the way. I think they only play one a year, one a season, right?
Yeah, it's like a mini bye week, damn near.
Yeah, so they're done. So they get to be on a regular schedule from here on out, and then you're 1-1. Chiefs will be 2-0 should they go on to win this game, but you'll be 1-1, and you can be on your regular schedule from here. So it could work in their favor.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I just there's something about this Chargers team in second halves, and I don't know what it is, but this Brandon Staley guy, I don't think he's good at making second half adjustments when team adjusting him.
I was just about to say that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but that pick six may have been the game, and I can tell y'all already. I think and we could probably get into a little bit more of this. I think it's interesting. Here's Patrick Mahomes without Tyreek Hill. And yeah, the receivers to a certain degree are struggling to get open. They don't have the respect of the corners. These are elite corners that they are going up against. So, they will naturally struggle to get open. But, at the end of the day, should they go on to win this game, Pat is 2-0 without Tyreek Hill. It's just like all this conversation at some point, folks are going to have to walk that back. And I don't listen to a lot of these shows. I haven't listened in years, but I'll be curious to see if that happens. So, and also you have to give this defense some credit. Like, the boys are playing so far early in the season. So, we'll see.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, well, we're gonna call it, man. I'll let you guys. What happened?
This one right here. Let me say that. And that's what I meant to ask y'all too about. I don't know if y'all saw this boxing thing, but Crawford versus Spence.
Oh.
They agreed to terms today for I think about November 16th. I think that's when this set up for this mega fight.
I think
Who y'all got?
430. I think BZ for 430 could definitely go and do a 365 on that, and I'm a defer to his knowledge, but I'm excited.
I don't follow boxing like that. I do have the video. It's uploaded now, but I don't follow boxing like that. That's why I asked him to send me one. I don't really keep up with it.
Okay.
Much.
Well, I'm a super boxing head. I'm nervous and excited because these are two of my favorite fighters. I'm excited because we finally get to see a fight with two fighters in their prime, which, we all know, like the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight, it didn't happen when it should have happened. So this fight is a better fight than that. It's one of the best fights you could ever wish for, put it that way. And in saying that, I'm ecstatic. I'm hurt though because I got to pull from one side or the other. Because like I said, they're both my guys. They really are. I love these two dudes. I love watching them fight. I love watching them beat up on people. And it's gonna be crazy. But I got Spence. I do. I think Spence is a little stronger. Bud has all the skills in the world. But I can't believe that one of these guys is gonna leave the ring with their hand not raised. Now the only thing about that, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let y'all make sure y'all check out Bees 365, is that Spence has had a lot of issues outside the ring that have contributed to his, whereas Bud hadn't had anything happen outside the ring. Bud is 34, Spence is 32. Spence had the bad car wreck, which he was out of the ring for an extended amount of time for that. He almost died in that accident. Then he had a detached retina, which cost him the Pacquiao fight last year, which would have been a big fight for him, and he beat the dust off Pacquiao. But he's back, and he's ready to go. So I'm excited. And they're going to get all my money that night. I don't care what happens. They're going to get my money that night.
Same.
And one last super chat we got here real quick. Drink More Water said, the Chiefs have really improved their defense over the years. They dominated the second half of this game up front and won the game for them. Ken, you mentioned it best. You talked about adjustments. This defense made adjustments, and they shut down a lot of stuff that was going well for the Chargers, and it looked like a tale of two halves. Because if you watched this game early, that first quarter, you'd have thought this would have been a runaway game for the Chargers. So, it's really crazy to see that it's turned out the way it has, but the second half looked nothing like the first. This is like two different, like they put on different jerseys and came out and played this game. Like this don't look like the same players. But
against this vaunted defense as well. Granted, they only have 17 offensive points, but yeah. And Patrick got lucky, man. Let's you know, he got really lucky. It was 3 interceptions he threw that didn't count.
Did.
So that could have been a completely different game.
He's been touched a lot, but there's another one he almost did. Has he been sacked tonight? I don't think he has. I don't think they have any sacks. I know they've hit him a few times, but I don't think he's been sacked at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, this definitely looks like SQ drop off. So now you know it's really over. Yeah, this definitely looks like it's about to be a put away drive. But yeah, I don't know if he's been sacked or
not. I haven't seen him. I've seen him be hit a couple times, but I don't think I've seen him sacked at all. Oh, yeah. You say he got sacked? He got sacked once? Wow, that could have been another pick. They've actually played some really good defense on these receivers. I don't know how many yards he has this first half, but I mean this game, but it's been enough for the Chiefs. For the Chargers to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So anyway, yeah, man, we'll definitely be back Tuesday at 9 p.m. to discuss this game and all of the NFL action that took place over the weekend, in addition to anything else that may have popped up. And yeah, we're gonna call it a night. We'll catch you guys Tuesday. We out. Peace.
Peace. Hey, do you see these stats, Ken?